For Andrew Haraghey, having cerebral palsy presents many challenges for this junior at Enfield's Enrico Fermi High School. But this determined teen has set his sights on an Olympic gold as a Paralympic alpine skier. Producer Dave Fraser and videographer Mark Langevin share his story.
I have spastic diplegia. It affects the lower section of my body on both legs. It gives me spastic muscles which are constantly tight, and basically I have to work against my muscles to do everyday activities. I was diagnosed at about 6 months of age.
Well, cerebral palsy is brain swelling, and that's what had happened to him. Usually it's at birth, but his was from an illness, encephalitis, that they diagnosed after the fact. We didn't know he would have issues with walking until later on. He was 2 years old before he was actually able to stand up and try and walk.
I first started skiing when I was 7 years old, and my mom brought me up to Sundown to learn how to ski. It took me a few years to learn how to ski independently. I started off skiing with a pole my mom would hold on to, and I'd hold on to the other end.
I don't know why, but I just thought, you know, maybe it's something he could do, and I wanted to get him started earlier, but he just didn't have the leg strength. And
then eventually, about 3 years later, I finally got it, and it kind of just clicked.
Up, up, up.
You always have to try and find the best in everything, and you can't let one thing bring you down and drag you down into the dumps. You gotta just pick yourself up and look above it and keep going.
Because his legs are so tight, he's in a crouch. Most of the time he can't stand up straight, so that's good for skiing. The only problem is, like, kids with CP don't have the muscle strength, so that's kind of against him. So he does have, like, you know, to get beyond that.
Recently, I was just out in Colorado and Utah for Nationals and NORAMs in Park City, Utah, and then for a camp in Steamboat, Colorado. Recently,
He had surgery at the Shriners Hospital, and then on one of his trips he had an infection in one of the screws, so it had to be removed. So a day after he got the stitches out, we were at Blandford, and he was going to try and compete in an able-bodied race. And I just thought of the early days when he was learning how to ski, and what a struggle it was. And never in my wildest dreams did I imagine we'd be back there and he would be competing in a race against his peers. If anybody out there is a skier's mom, they can relate. It's multifaceted. I'm the travel agent, I'm the events coordinator. I do all kinds of fundraising for him to get him where he's got to go. You know, never imagining how involved it is.
In between the bricks, there's the mortar, right?
Well, it's a challenge. It's always trying to keep up, but the school works with me quite a bit. I try and get most of my work before I leave, so I have something to work on while I'm there. And then they're really helpful in helping me make it up, and then the teachers will stay after and help me if I need it, or I'll stay and make up tests and quizzes that I may have missed.
I remember earlier in the year when we had a meeting with Mom, and she pretty much shared with us all the plans for this year. All of the teachers said, we believe in Andrew, we know that he will do this, we have no qualms giving him the time off and to go just pursue his dreams.
He's just a very determined child, and he's never quit. He's water skied, kayaking, anything he's set his mind to, he's been able to accomplish.
I want to see this going to the Olympic team and on the podium with a gold medal around my neck in a couple of years.
Think you'll get there?
Yeah, just dedication and trying and keep going.